quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces, we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces, we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces, we unite, puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night.
Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's competition. This is EJJ number 37 and it is a solo competition. Tonight we'll be expecting 87 participants, 83. We've had 83 registrations, so we're looking forward to an exciting competition tonight, and welcome to those who are joining us on YouTube. We already have some have their puzzles ready. Nice to have you join us tonight. So joining me we have so my daughter is in the background. She's going to be watching half of you. We've split the list since we have so many participants, and she'll be following the finishes as well as Joanna. Hi Joanna.
Hi, hello, I'm here. Good to be back.
Yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, you did your first online competition in Poland recently, I gather.
Yes, that's right. It was actually two competitions.
Oh, two competitions, great. So, yeah, how many participants did you have?
On first competition, it was 19 persons, and 2 days ago, it was 22.
Oh, that's amazing. So this is so in the Polish language, and you're organizing it?
Yes.
Okay. So if somebody's in Poland and they haven't heard of that yet, how can they find out about your competitions?
It's everywhere under the name Szybkie Puzzle. It's a fast puzzle or speed puzzle, but in Polish.
Very nice. And which puzzles did you pick for your competition?
On the first one, it was Alipson, Fox and Butterflies. And the second one, it was Winter Bunny from Bluebird.
Very nice. All right. Hi, Frigi. So Frigi is my co-host today. How are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here again. Yeah, I'm super excited again of what the puzzle is going to be. I always get very excited when I see that it's like a square shape because it always looks like it's something new or different. Yeah, I'm just hyped up for the competition again.
Great. So, Joanna, do you have any more competitions or events planned in Poland?
Not in this year, but next year I plan to do it more.
Okay, great. So yeah, nice to see that also in some countries, people are also setting up their own competitions in their own languages, and so for their own community. That's really nice to hear. So yeah, no, that's a great start. And yeah, thanks again for helping out tonight. And we'll see you a bit later. So I'll check on who has arrived. Okay, so we've got over 80 people in the call now. So looks like we're getting close. Just going to check up on the messages.
I can already see that some people in the YouTube comments are trying to guess the brand already. There's like Mud Puppy or maybe around Ravensburger. So yes, there's already guesses going, and Michelle is smiling.
No, I just love all the different box shapes, like all the with all the orders that we were packing today. Like every box has a different thickness, a different shape. We've got square puzzles, almost like a cube going out. We've got big boxes. We've got really slim ones, and of course, in all the wrapping paper, it looks really nice. So yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be very nice for people when they get their package, and just to see the variety of puzzle boxes. That's always fun.
Got the puzzles this morning. I don't know how they arrived this fast, but I have received the puzzles today, and I was looking at them that like they're all shapes and sizes that I haven't seen before, so I'm pretty excited about what they're going to be as.
Yeah, and if anybody's wondering why Frigi got her puzzles so quickly, it's because co-hosts have a special privilege. They get their puzzles. They get their puzzles early as a thank you for.
Sorry about it.
For those who help make this competition possible, so I'm very grateful for them, and they get to order early. All right, so we're 3 minutes out. Looks like we're ready to go. All right, let's check. All right, good. So let's unwrap the puzzle. Let's see what we have today.
Well, it is definitely a round puzzle that I can see already.
Yeah, so just take it off completely. Yeah, there were plastic stickers on here. So you can get a knife or some scissors to slice those open. Okay, so we have something special to do with this one here. I did this puzzle a few nights ago, and when I spilled the pieces out, I had blocks of 4 pieces falling out, and I had about, I don't know, 10% of the puzzle fell out onto my table in chunks. So everybody, please open up the bag of puzzle pieces, pour them into your box. If there is a poster in there, you can remove the poster if you want to use it, and just go apart and break up any pairs or like quadruplets or other pieces that are connected. it maybe in your set you don't have any, but I felt that there was just like way too many fell out, because when I picked up the pieces, like there were 4 pieces connected, it felt like the cut hadn't gone quite through the cardboard. It was like still connected at the corners. So if you have any, just yeah, run your fingers through there, taking them apart. So yeah, this is the 3rd time we're doing this one. So we've done 2 Eeboos before, but we didn't do it with them, but we did it once with a Clementoni and once with a Mud Puppy. So that is something when I do every puzzle beforehand, and yeah, this one just felt unnecessarily too much connected. However, at the very end, when you finish your puzzle and it's all connected, it makes a fantastic pickup challenge because it sticks together so well. So yeah, so once you've gone through and broken up some pairs and some connected sets, don't put them back in the bag. Just get rid of the bag and just put them all back into the box. Give it a good shake and then put the lid on, and then we know it's ready to go. Yeah. Okay, so everybody should have finished crumbling up the pieces. Get rid of the plastic bag, put the lid back on, and then just leave the box on the middle of the table. Then we know everyone is ready to go. Okay, looking good. Let's do a countdown. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Good luck,
And
everybody.
we are off. Good luck, everyone.
All right, so let's take a closer look. Yeah, so this is Eeboo. The name is Climate Action. Let's take a closer look at what we have here. Yeah, so we have basically an image and landscape orientation, but it's just squeezed into a circle shape. This is Greta Thunberg here in her yellow jacket, I assume. And it's basically just a bunch of people holding a lot of signs. Sorry, my doorbell is extremely loud. And we have a lot of text, a lot of protest signs. So it's basically people and signs and text. So, and many of the text are on similar colors. Like we've got yellow on brown, like multiple times. We've got pink on white, blue on white. So yeah, something a bit different tonight.
We definitely have a lot going on in this image. I just Googled it to like take a closer look as well. And I found out that there's a book under the same title with climate action. But yes, it's a busy puzzle. I can see that.
I just wanted to put Eva on the Eva Opmani on the screen. Your camera is off. Eva Opmana. Please check. So I'm going to start with in the middle. I'm going to start with I. So let's start with Inga. So starting with I's and J's today. So we've got Inga from the Netherlands, Jenny from Finland, Jessica from USA, Jessica from Germany, Johanna from Germany, and Jukka from Finland.
I am already wondering how fast this is going to go. And yes, we can see a lot of flipping going on so far. Also, I have an issue with my YouTube not loading basically at all. So I'm also lagging behind a little bit in what is happening.
Okay, so I know some of the Finns have done this puzzle before. So 2 Finnish people watching have commented that they've done this puzzle. I think, is this a traveling puzzle in Finland? I've seen somebody else a Finnish person on Instagram has posted that they've done this, and they are participating tonight. That would be Hannah. So Hannah has done this one before. Maybe some of the other Finnish people as well. We'll find out. Yeah, so you see a lot of text on the image and a lot of faces. That's kind of, yeah.
Every single detail seems very different though, so it might be easier to like sort in a way, because like each text has a different color, each face is a little bit different in color. So yes, there's a bit of sky for those who like it.
So you can see Jessica from USA is doing quite a detailed sort. Oh, she's sorting by text. Oh, yeah, so like the yellow on the browns, and then there's like the... So the biggest... there's one sign that's right in the middle, and that has the biggest text. So that one is quite easy to identify. It says, "Climate is changing, why aren't we?" And that one, the text is a lot thicker and bolder than the others. So that was actually one that did stand out to me. But interesting that, yeah, Jessica's doing a more detailed sort. And Inga has pulled some pieces out to the right of hers, but we can't see at this stage what has got her attention. Maybe those are the border pieces.
Yes, it could be. I can see it's not a traveling puzzle that Rika got from Hannah, but it was a swap that has been going around, but quite widely available. So the Finns might have a slight advantage in this case.
So I did buy this from the distributor in Denmark. So the distributor for Eeboo is in Denmark. So maybe in the Nordic countries, it's more widely available. I don't really see many Eeboos around in Germany.
Well, to be honest, I have never encountered the brand. Like, I have never had one in my hands. I never tried one. So yeah, I don't know the brand very well. I have seen it written somewhere that it has pretty glossy pieces. Did you have that experience?
Yes, but I have very even lights. When I puzzle in the evening, I have a pretty good lighting situation. But I think for those who have more like a spotlight or like light coming from one more direction, I mean, you can see on Kirsten Glaser that the way well, I mean, that's just shining off the box, but hopefully it's not that shiny on the pieces for her. Yeah, so those with a less than ideal lighting situation in the evening will notice that it's more glossy. So on the screen we have Karin from Austria, Karin from Germany, Kati from Germany, Katrin from Switzerland, and Kirsten G from Germany. So you can see Karin K is pulling out that middle sign. Climate is changing, why aren't we? It's got this nice bold pink on white, and it's also the center. So also with these Eeboo puzzles, they have a similar to the circle of colors, they have a very distinct inner circle. So even if you are not searching for those pieces, they will stand out when you're doing the flip. Looks like Kati also has that middle section. Yeah, so and Katrin is also doing the pink on white text.
That seems to stand out to a lot of people.
Yeah, we can see in the background Inga is working on the border. So she got the border mainly in place, while the others are starting from the middle.
Inge is starting with the border, though. In the meantime, from what I can see. So we already see very different strategies showing up with the different participants.
So leave Kati on a bit longer. So we also have Kirsten K from Germany. So we've got 2 Kirstens from Germany participating tonight. We also have Kirsti from Finland, Lena from Germany, Les Puzzle de Blitz from France, and Linda from the Netherlands. So I did take part in the competition last night, organized by Les Puzzle de Blitz, and that was
How was it?
It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a big puzzle. It was Euro graphics with larger pieces and very colorful and very busy. But
was it that Christmas theme that I have seen on someone's Instagram?
Yeah, it was like the most Christmassy puzzle ever. But I really enjoyed it, and yes.
How was your time? How did you do?
56 minutes, and I think I came second after Enemy. So
nice.
That was exciting.
Congratulations.
But yeah, so Celine from Les Puzzles de Blitz, she organizes the French competitions. I mean, they're open to others as well, but the commentary is in French. All right, so... Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Do you know if they're planning any other competitions?
I think she has plans to continue in next year. She did do a survey after the one before, after the competition before, just to gauge people's interest, and so I think she has some more in the works in planning.
Good. I did participate in one of the first competitions that she did. That was the Cheshire Cat, which was a pretty killer puzzle at that time. And since then, I never got around to participate, and I always just keep looking at it. But yeah, didn't make it to actually participate. But maybe next year.
Yeah, no, it's always interesting seeing the different puzzles that people select for the competitions. I also get to enjoy the surprise of what other people pick. All
yes,
right.
For you, it must be especially refreshing to take part in someone else's competition.
Yes, no, and also we've set up a calendar between those who organize so that we don't clash with each other. So I can take part in theirs, they can take part in mine, and that we don't choose the same date for for our competition. So we're trying to work together. All right, so we have Lisa from Denmark, Lisa from Sweden, Ludmila from the Ukraine, Lynn from Belgium, and Madara from Latvia. And looks like Madara's got another puzzle on the table that she's kind of pushed to the sides to make way for this puzzle. Yeah, so the pieces, because it's a round puzzle, the pieces are slightly bigger. Yeah, and when you're doing the frame, it's always the frame of the circular puzzle is always bigger than you think. So I was always kind of pushing it outwards until I could fit everything in. So yeah, space can be an issue with round puzzles.
That's exactly what I was thinking as I was looking at Madara's table, if it's going to be actually big enough for the puzzle, because it seems like she's pretty crammed over there. That might actually be a challenge for her later on.
Lisa T has she's been doing the yellow text on brown backgrounds. So she's got a nice chunk at the bottom. So the one that Lisa has done, it says, "I'm sure the dinosaurs thought they had time too." So actually, let me count again. So there's 17 signs, 17 blocks of text on this puzzle. I don't think I've seen a puzzle with so many blocks of text, apart from some of these, images where they have candy, where it's just completely full of candy packets or product packaging, and everything is basically like a sign or some wrapping. So yeah, it's unusual for that sense that there's a lot more text than usual. And what makes it difficult is that you can't puzzle from left to right because the pieces don't go from left to right. The pieces go circular. And Eeboo also has some pieces that don't have knobs, so they just have like a wave on the side, and then you just need to put like 2 wavy pieces next to each other. But if you accidentally bump them, then they shift.
Oh no, that is terrible.
Yeah.
I have only had that experience with Aduka puzzles. They also have that.
Exactly. So Educa also has this wave edge, but Eeboo has it in a circular way for an added challenge. So my question for the viewers: do you like text on puzzles?
That is a very good question. I was thinking to myself as well that it can either be like very good for someone or very, very bad. I think, at least. How do you handle them, Michelle?
I actually enjoy a text on puzzles. So I generally, it's one of the things that I go to earlier on, like on the puzzle from last night's competition. It was of a Christmas market, and then there were buildings in the background. So there were like, the buildings had signs like hairdresser, things like that. And then on the Christmas market, every little hut had a sign: cookies, hot dogs, ornaments, wooden toys, doll houses, things like that. So quite earlier on, I did just grab all the text pieces and try and, find some connections.
I can already see the reactions. Some people love it, some people hate it. We already have one: I love text on puzzles, and the other is no, I don't like text on anything. I have mixed feelings with them. Like, for me, it's sometimes very difficult because I somehow don't find where the letters are pointing, and I usually leave any text for last. Or I try to avoid it and only do it if I have nothing better to do. So, like, I don't know why exactly, but it feels the same as when I have like stripes or a grid pattern or something like that. Those always like seem like a challenge, and it's hard to find what goes where. So yes, it's very different between the two of us as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so on screen we have Maita from Belgium, Mari from the US, Maria from Slovakia, Maria from Sweden, Matilda from France, and Michael from Germany. Now, I think Mari has got the most progress, what we've seen so far. We also have
Mari is doing incredible.
Yeah, we've also got a really good angle of her table. So she's got big chunks of text. So maybe she's just gone for the biggest sections of text. So looking really good there. And if we look at Maria R, she's done a very detailed sort. So we've got like all the pinks and then the different text colors. And it looks like she's starting with the sky.
And she's being very meticulous about it.
Very systematic, and you can see she's doing the sky. So she's pulled all the blues out, and looking at the backgrounds and just kind of ignoring the people and the signs to start with. Also a very interesting strategy.
Yeah, it seems like it works pretty well though. And then Lenka says that she loves text on puzzles, but not for speed puzzling, which is also very, very appropriate.
Well,
I like that attitude as well.
Recently, I did a puzzle with a lot of text on it, and it was not English, and I had no idea what I was piecing together, so that made it more difficult.
Oh, wow. What puzzle was it?
I can't say because maybe I might use it for a future competition.
Now you have piqued my interest.
A foreign language puzzle, but it was beautiful, but I was like, I don't know, there was just blocks of text around. It's like, I don't know what I'm writing here. The text itself was not helping me. Only the fact that it was in lines gave me a rough clue from the direction. But
well, let's hope it's not one of those Rosetta Stone puzzles.
Yeah, I find Maria's strategy fascinating.
Yeah, I'm also watching it, like pretty mesmerized.
So we'll see how that plays out for her later in the game. All right, joining us on screen we have Miriam from Sweden, Mona from Germany, Nia from the UK, and Nina from Denmark. So Nina's got some nice big chunks there. Looking really good.
Yeah, and people are going completely differently about the puzzle. Like, we don't see two people who do the same thing at the moment, at least until now.
I'll see if anybody did my strategy, because my strategy hasn't shown up yet.
Well, let us know when someone does. Susan actually says something pretty interesting, which is that she loves circular puzzles, and they were very popular in the 50s and 60s in the UK. Main brand was then Waddington's. I have never even heard of that before. Yes, I'm going to have to look into Waddington's. But it sounds like it's something that is not really available anymore, if I'm correct or not. Let's see. It is definitely a toy company. I can see that. Oh, they did have a puzzle in 2010, 1,000 pieces, Christmas puzzle, for example.
Sorry.
It is definitely a brand that is still available. Good to know.
All right, so we also have Olivia from Poland, Rachel from Denmark, Ramona from Switzerland, Sammy from the USA, and Sam B from Germany. So sorry, I got that mixed up. Sam B is first, and then Sammy with her little mascot. Oh, Chomby, he's got a top hat. He's got a top hat.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Because during the competition with the fancy bunny party and the 4 bunnies wearing top hats at the dinner table, I said in the live stream that her mascot would look very good with a top hat, and she got one.
That is actually pretty cool. No, I love that mascot. She's also doing pretty well. Like, some people are having a lot of chunks already done, but Mari is speeding through this one very, very much in the meantime.
Yeah, so Olivia is looks like she's doing more the people. Like, I can see like a pink sweater, like working on a yellow sweater, perhaps.
It looks like she pulled those colors out. Yes, the pink and the yellow, probably those jumped out.
Yeah, some of the blue sky looks like she's working on. All right. So yeah, it looks like everyone's found somewhere to start. So yeah, here, at least with this one, I don't think it's one where people will get stuck. You can just, if something's not working, just move on, look for another color.
That's usually the good thing with like very busy puzzles, that you always have something to reach for with a lot of things going on.
So we have Shiori from Japan, Celia from Norway, Siobhan from Ireland, Smaranda from Romania, and Sophie from Denmark. So Sophie's actually going to be our guest interview this evening. We'll chat to her later. Now, she doesn't know what this puzzle was about, but I know something about her that was kind of related to this puzzle, so that's why I asked her if she would like to chat later this evening. So we'll find out what her connection is to this puzzle.
Now you got me interested. I want to find out what that is.
All right, so yeah, lots of, yeah, I think it was quite good that they had the biggest sign right in the middle. It's a very nice departure point for starting on the picture, the biggest sign in the middle. It looks like Mari is about 50% done. All right, with the time is 22 minutes. Yeah, and Sophie has got some yeah, some very nice big islands floating around. But a bit of the border, a bit of the signs, a bit of some clothes. So we'll see how that comes together a bit later.
I go quiet from time to time because as I'm watching the YouTube live stream, it loads a lot and I can't really follow it at the moment. So I'm trying to like pin people to my Google chat that is open at the moment. So yeah, that's why I'm lagging behind a little bit in the conversation.
Okay, so we've got Stein from Belgium, Stina from Norway, Susanna from Germany, and Uta from Germany. So Uta has got a tray on there with like a second layer of pieces. So, oh, yeah, that might be quite useful for puzzles. Actually, last night when I did this puzzle with larger pieces in the competition, once I opened the wrapping and realized it was a bigger piece size, I did tell my kids, grab my backpack, because I have 2 trays in my backpack. Bring my backpack here. And I actually did that. I actually did what you can see Uta doing here, is spread out the pieces, and then I had it on the table, and then I had like another layer just on top, just so I could manage everything in my space. I didn't want to have to extend out across the kitchen counter in the other direction. And I think that's something that helped me. And then as soon as like the pieces got less and less, I could get rid of the trays. Also, Suzanne has some trays at her hand as well.
Yeah, I can see that. It can also help if you have like a limited amount of space. So like, yeah, you have somewhere to put the pieces, but still like for individual speed puzzling, I don't think I ever use the tray, because like it feels like too much sorting and I don't really do that. But for pairs and teams, it can be very, very useful. That's the only time when I really use it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Mari in some other competitions where she did end up having the last pieces on a smaller tray. And then she could be really on top of the puzzle. She'd put the tray on top of the puzzle on the section that she'd already completed, and then she could just use those last pieces to fill in the gaps really, really close, not having to pull them off from the side. But yeah, personally, that was the only times I've used a tray in a 500-piece puzzle was for larger piece size, just to manage my space a bit area, because I'm at the kitchen counter. It's a kitchen island, so there's edges on 3 sides. And I have to be really careful, like I could fall off any side.
I can see in the chat that someone was asking if it's a big advantage if a puzzle with a lot of words is in your native language or not. And yeah, Lily says, yeah, it helps since you know what is written and you know the spelling. And everyone else seems to agree that it's an advantage. But like, if I think about it, I'm not sure if I actually read what is on the writing, if it's a puzzle, especially in speed puzzling. If it's ever doing it like really quickly, I don't think I really register what it is.
Then I'll have to do a puzzle with like Chinese language, and then
yeah, something like that.
Then you have to piece it together and be absolutely clueless.
I rather look at them as like not words, but like lines, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we have Valerie from Germany, Verena from Austria, Veronica from Slovakia, Vicky from Hungary, and Yasmin from Germany.
Vicky is also doing pretty well.
Yeah, I always enjoy watching Vicky because she has her own way of doing it. And you can see it's kind of radiating out. You can see the circular pattern, but without, like if you compare Mari's with Vicky, Mari is doing it section by section, whereas Vicky is doing a mixture of section and place, pick and place.
Yeah, Vicky is always doing the pick and place, and she's just so accurate at it. Like you can already see the puzzle forming. And it's just, yeah, like you were saying, it's very, very entertaining to watch, I think.
So I'll leave Vicky on a bit longer, and oops, yeah, and then I'm going to jump to the top of the alphabet. So we started at I. Let's go to A. So we're at 28 minutes. Okay, we have Agnes from France, Agnesa from Latvia, Aidan from Switzerland, Alexander from Germany, and Andrea from the USA. All right, so it looks like Andrea is also, yeah, got a really good pace and has some really nice big sections, but unfortunately she's casting a shadow. She's got a lot of nice daylight, but her body is casting a shadow, so that might be making it a bit more difficult as she moves between her pile and her puzzle, her building area.
It seems like the light is coming from the back. And then with Agnesa, like the light is completely burning it out. I really hope that the situation is not that bad for her. That's what we see on the screen.
Ieva Opmana, your camera is still off. Could you please check, Ieva?
There's a comment that says, Andrea is so good that she doesn't even need light. But it has already disappeared.
She can puzzle half in the dark.
She doesn't need light. That's for the weaklings.
All right, so we have Anna from Cyprus, Anna from Germany, Anna from... Hang on, we have 3 Annas here. I'm a bit confused. Anna Benoit, maybe I don't... Okay. Don't know who the 3rd Anna is. Anna Benoit Cutton. I don't see your registration at the moment. Oh, she just registered a few minutes before the competition. Okay, Anna is from France. So Anna from Cyprus, Anna from France, Anna from Germany. Okay, Annalise from Belgium and Annemie from Switzerland. So Annemie's got her unicorns lined up, all her fans. Actually, it was very fun because Annemie and I we'd been writing earlier in the day, and then she told me she was going to be in the same competition. And when I hit my done, except in French you write fini, and then when I looked at the screen, and then just before me, 1 minute before me, Annemie had finished. So that was super exciting to be only 1 minute after Annemie, since usually she's like 10 to 15 minutes ahead of me. So yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so here you can see Annalise is got some of the yellow jackets pulled out. Yeah, so actually what I did, well, first of all, I did the border, which probably many people have done, but I ignored all the text at the beginning. I only did the middle section, the big section where everybody's starting in the middle, and then all the rest of the text, I just completely ignored it. I didn't want to go into that much detail and try and figure it all out. So I did the sky, and then I did color blocks. So then I pulled out like all the pink shirts, all the yellow shirts, all the blue shirts, and what I did at the very end was fill in the text.
So you work the other way around than what the majority of the people are doing.
Yeah, so I
now.
did the background. I basically worked on the background, so the sky, the shirts, the faces, and then the text at the last. So
No,
yeah,
that's
it's always interesting to see how everyone approaches it.
now that you're saying your strategy, like what Vicky is doing is pretty similar to what you did. Like she hasn't really filled in any text yet.
Oh yeah. So the blue, like all the blues are done, and then what's missing, what the gaps on Vicky's are the text. But yeah, I think there's definitely an advantage if the text is your native tongue, or at least if you're familiar with that language.
Like in the sense, it can help that you know what letters are logical next to each other.
And you
in
can,
a sense.
well, in the Monaco puzzle, I was repeating to myself, there's that thin strip of small text, something like the history of racing or something like that, and I was repeating it over and over as I was trying to find the letters that match. So if that was a bit in French, for example, I wouldn't have a clue how the words are formed and which letters belong together.
That Monaco puzzle was one of my nightmares. I didn't enjoy doing that. Like the Monaco sign, or like the letters that, like, I obviously left them for the very end. And yeah, I was struggling with that very, very much. Like, no.
But one thing that does, well, actually here, most of the text is in a similar style. So most of the text is capitalized, so like block lettering. There are some puzzles where you have, like, some is in like a script writing, others have their own different fonts, but here it's pretty much all block lettering, except for the Greta Thunberg with protect, respect, love. Okay, there is some lowercase letters in there, but it is very blocky nonetheless. So we have Annika from Germany, Arkadius from Poland, Astrid from Denmark, Benjamin from the UK, and BB from Denmark. On screen, everyone's got some nice, nice borders going and signs connected. Very good.
It feels like Arkadiusz has been participating in every single EJJ that I have been commentating. I think I have seen him at every single one of them.
Yeah, I think in the last batch he did order all of the solos. So for the up to the 42. So I've lost.
I'm thinking that he probably still has the pieces in the box because he has such limited space.
True, he is pulling them out. Yeah, but he's being very intentional. He doesn't have any pieces kind of just floating around the edges. He's just taking one and finding exactly where it fits.
Yeah, but in the meantime, they are not flipped in the box. At least they don't seem to be.
Okay, I have to switch to Mari because she's very close.
Extremely close. She has maybe about 25, 30 pieces.
Okay, so and maybe
and you might also want to take a look at Hannah.
Oh, we haven't got to Hannah yet. Okay, I'm just gonna. Well, oh, she has done this one, so she knows this quite well. All right, so I got up to the bees. I'm just gonna take a break and check in on Inga. Okay, so Hannah, Inga, and Mari, about 50 pieces left, but it looks like Mari has less gaps than the others.
Yeah, she seems to be very much ahead to everybody else.
Okay, we didn't get around to Amelia as well. Okay, so Amelia looks like at a similar level as Mari.
Oh, wow, yes. Yeah, now it gets interesting. But the missing pieces for Mari are a little bit more all over the place compared to Amelia, where she basically has, a couple of pieces like scattered, but she basically has a gap like right in the middle.
Okay, so maybe about 30 pieces. Yeah, so now, Mari has like faces and clothes to fill in. Okay, so we're at 38 minutes. My time for this puzzle was 54 minutes.
That is also a pretty good time.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed this puzzle. My kids didn't think it looked like such a fun puzzle, but actually doing it, it felt fast. I felt like I had a good flow. But yeah, these whoever's going to finish in the next few minutes is going to have a super time for this one. So I think we'll be around 40 minutes.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to be under 40. It might just be barely above 40. Looking at like the remaining pieces. Inge is also doing amazing. Yeah, from what I have been seeing from your times that you have been telling me about in the EJJs, you have also been like averaging around 50 something minutes most of the time. Is that correct?
For busy puzzles.
Yeah.
Yes, about that. Yeah, so just under the hour is, so yeah, I've been quite pleased with those times recently. But it looks like, okay.
Amelia
or will it be Mari? It's like just about 10 pieces left. Hannah and Inge very close behind.
Anna, Amelia or Mari? Who's going to be first? Only a couple of pieces left. But Amelia is now tricky because the pieces are on her puzzle. So I can't really see how much is left.
Very close.
It's super close. And Mari is done. Congratulations.
Well done at 40 minutes.
Exactly 40 minutes. Amazing. And Amelia is done.
Amelia. Oh, and so close. Well done.
And it seems like Inge is super close now as well. She seems to be third. There you go. Inge third.
Oh, Inge's been on such a great streak. She was like the third 3 times, and then first in pairs with her sister Ellen, and then third again. So a wonderful streak for Inge.
I think I have seen her use the hashtag Queen of Third.
So let's see who could be nearing.
Hannah is pretty close from what I can see. I'm also just browsing through the people. And that was a very close podium.
Yeah, I'm always amazed with the times around. Yeah, when people get their first attempts around 40s. So yeah, this one is a bit harder. So not in the 30s. We do the winning time was around 42 minutes. Or did I say 40? No, about 40 minutes. We started a little bit late because of crumbling the pieces.
Yes. We can also continue with the alphabet. Hannah is done.
Well done, Hannah. So recap, Mari and Amelia and Inga, they were all in the same minute. Okay, so less than a minute apart. And then Hannah was 2 minutes later.
And then we have Andrea pretty close at the moment. Astrid is also doing pretty well.
Oh, yeah, so Andrea's really close, just about 15 pieces left to Andrea. And then, yeah, could be Astrid rounding out the top 6 or Kati. Can't see exactly how many pieces are left on Kati.
Yeah, her camera angle doesn't help much because we see more of the box than the puzzle. I'm also just browsing through the participants to see if someone's also close to finishing.
And the last pieces for Andrea. So yes, lighting is optional for Andrea. That can be
Extra.
that can be her speed puzzling superpower.
Imagine how she would have done with the light.
Excellent. Well done, Andrea. All right, so we have had 5 finishes.
Top 5. We still have room in top 10 for the next couple of finishers.
Oh. Yeah, so we also have Yasmin, looks like. So on screen now we have Sammy, Kati, Astrid, Veronica, Vicky, and Yasmin. All less than 100 pieces. Probably more likely 50 pieces heading towards the finish line. But yeah, so for Vicky has the gap in the texts.
Yeah, she seems to have left the text for the very end. And then Astrid seems to be working on the people now. And then Kati is also very close to finishing.
Mm-hmm.
And
it could be Kati next.
Is there a piece missing? She seems to have disappeared.
Oh.
Done.
Yeah. Yeah, because the view we have of Kati, I think that's from overhead. That's probably her phone, and then the laptop to click done is probably a bit further away. All right, so
had to go through all the way to the room.
Okay, so top 6: Mari, Amelia, Inga, Hannah, Andrea, Kati.
It's a nice lineup. It's a really cool top 10 so far.
Great.
And Astrid, just 1 or 2 pieces away. Done. Congratulations. This was 7th place, right?
7th, yes. And Astrid is done. Oh yeah, thanks. I forgot to put some markers of where
I'm
people
trying
are.
to mark so that we can keep track.
Yeah, I'm curious about Yasmin because she did well in a solo competition recently, and I don't know anything about her, so I wasn't expecting her. I think I may even have missed her finish, but we weren't expecting her. She hasn't been to other competitions, so with other people, just so people know, we do kind of pre-select people. Well, we mark people from the registrations who we think will be in the top 10, and that way we keep an eye on these people first, and also like the top 20. But there's always people who we don't know anything about, and then they surprise us.
And all of a sudden they're in the top 10.
Yeah.
It's usually the newcomers.
Look, Sammy has done it completely different. She left the biggest text for last. Everybody else started there. So she left the inner circle. The big climate change sign in the middle.
Oh yeah, I can see. Only a couple of pieces left.
But it's fascinating. You can go in so many different directions and end up at the same goal.
No, it seems like no two people have gone the same way with this puzzle. And Yasmin is done. But she needs to run, seemingly.
Oh yes, so Yasmin is done. Very good. And Sammy.
And Sammy is done as well. Place 9.
What, Francisca? I don't know Francisca. Wait there, I need to check. Okay, and it's done.
And Vicky
well
is done.
Well done, Francisca. We don't know anything about you, so we don't know how to. But those we know, we can judge and kind of estimate when people will finish. But yeah, then we have a nice surprise, Francisca Özdemir from Germany, a new one to watch in the top 10. Well done.
Congratulations. Veronica is also done. Place 12.
Okay, so it looks like the next one to finish will be Olivia and Mona. So on screen right now we have Olivia, Danica, Emma, Katrin, Mona, and Sophie. But there's many people at a similar pace. Also Anami and Smaranda doing really well. So at 52 minutes.
It seems like the majority of the people are starting to get close to finishing now around the 50s.
But look, Olivia also has the same strategy as Sammy. She's also left the big sign in the middle for last, so kind of working her way from the outside inward. So interesting.
It kind of makes sense with the circular puzzle, the more I think about it, to work from the outside in.
But then you have like the pieces in the middle are very curvy, so it's like obvious that they go in the middle.
Yeah, that's also true. I don't know, like because I very rarely do circular puzzles. I don't really have the experience. Like I've only done a couple of Ravensburgers, and that was basically it for circulars with me.
So looking very good there. So I'm just gonna bring in our winner for the evening, or actually afternoon, where she is. Oh, so well done, Olivia. I'll put Mari on the screen. And hang on. And so the puzzle de blitz, well done. That was super. All right, Mari, are you there?
We're going to wait and see if she wants to talk to us.
Mari, you are there. Okay.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
I'm back.
Hello.
Oh, you have some nice sunlight there.
I do. I'm going to try and put it not directly behind my head. There we go.
Hi, that's a nice puzzle shelf.
Thank you. It's overcrowded at the moment.
It seems very organized, though.
It is, but you should see the kitchen. It looks like a bomb went off and puzzles were in the bomb.
You've been making pizza puzzles.
Yes, I have. Although these are actually all in boxes for the moment, but there may be some more pizza-ing later. That was a mistake to start that trend because now people are sending me recommendations of puzzles to pizza.
Well, this one, I believe this is the perfect pizza puzzle. This one sticks together so well.
It's pretty good. Should we try it on camera?
Yeah.
And also, it's very circular, so it's appropriate for a pizza.
It's very appropriate. All right, let's see if this will do. Ready? I mean, it's helpful that I can hold it like this. Ready, and...
Oh! Yeah!
Nice.
It's live one day.
It was meant to be. Very nice.
Perfect.
Who says puzzling isn't entertaining?
Yeah, so tell us what you thought of the puzzle tonight.
Oh, I loved it so much. What a great pick. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's bright. Lots of blocks of color. I love text. I love fonts. This text is all small enough that it actually behaves like text. I think we all know in the puzzle world, there's a principle that happens that if the text is big enough so that you only see parts of a letter on one piece, that it ceases to become text. It's just random lines and spaces, and that is very difficult to do.
That is what the Monaco puzzle was. In this one, you can like see the text in the pieces.
Exactly right. In my household, we call that the Wizard of Oz principle, because the puzzle on which we learned this the hard way in competition was a puzzle of the Wizard of Oz. So when we're doing text, we'll say, is this Wizard of Oz? Means don't touch it, it's not text, or no, we're fine, it's actually text. No, I love text. I love circles. Eeboo's really fun, nice cut. There's something very, there's a lot of character in the Eeboo cut, which I love. I'm a shapework person, so I like when pieces have character and the knobbles are very expressive or there are wavy lines in them or things like that. So it's like everything that I love.
Well, that has really shown because you were flying through this puzzle from the very beginning.
Yeah, I was
from what we could see.
Yeah, I've never seen this one before. I do love the Eeboo circles. I only have 2 of them. I've only ever done 3 of them. But the thing about circle puzzles that you really want to know is the center. Because if you're doing shape, to get things locked in and the joins made early so things fill in quickly, you want to be able to build out from the center. So Eeboo is different from Ravensburger in that Eeboo is a quartered circle. If I pull the circle out here for people on YouTube who don't know it, this circle is made up of 4 pieces this way. So
it's a mini pizza.
Yeah, it's a mini pizza. So you're looking for these quarters right out the gate. And if you can get that kind of pulled and assembled early to lock your center down. The Ravensburger circles are different. They emulate from one piece. There's one center piece and then 4 quarters that go around it. So it's just something that, like, from experience, if you know, it will really help your circles. That if you know how the center is cut, is it a quarter circle or does it emulate from one? And I just happened to know that. In fact, I was warming up for this. I had done an Eeboo circle to warm up, actually the bug bouquet from my first EJJ solo. And so we punched out the first 4 rows and I was warming it up, doing it upside down with just the cut. So I knew what the center looked like.
It sounds like you go about like the whole completing of the puzzle like very analytically. Do you actually think all this through as you're puzzling as well? Or is it already like second nature and you don't really have to think about it anymore?
That's a great question. I am a hyper nerd and I live with another hyper nerd. Everybody knows Jim, who commentates with EJJ. I get to live with him and he commentates all of my practicing, which is energetic and inspiring and good practice for when they're talking about you and the real thing. But we like to talk about things and analyze. And when I practice, it's not just doing puzzles. We're doing specific work. Like, okay, we're going to work on text. We're going to work on shape. We're going to work on gradient. We're going to work on small pulls. And with the idea that if you practice all those things, they go to bat for you in the moment when you're adrenalized and you can't really think about it. The muscle memory is there. But also I'm thinking about it and I'm strategizing and looking at, what is going to be the best pull? What's the best way to build out? Am I going to use that center shape to help me with those letters? Or am I going to do it by the words? And you kind of have to feel that when you're in the pieces and see how everything's sitting.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. It's good to have someone else in the household who is like also commentating and like going about it analytically. Like it helps a lot, I would think.
Yeah, it's fun. Jim is very analytical and loves breaking things down. He's new to puzzling. He'd never been around puzzles before me. And I come from, my family are all pedagogues. They train teachers. So, and I'm a teacher as well. And so we're all about breaking down how do you do things and being able to describe it to yourself makes it so you can describe it to others, but also so you can really do it better yourself. It's not a whole like, well, it's like, I guess I kind of did this. I have really strong instincts with the puzzles, but I find that it's really great when you can use your instincts and your training together, because then instincts always fail at some point, and so does training. So it's like having a backup generator in your brain. When your brain just goes, no information on this, your hands are still moving. And when your hands are going, uh-oh, your brain's like, well, look at that font. It's a different size from that font.
Yeah, that sounds like a perfect strategy, because then you also always have like a backup plan to fall back on.
Yeah. I definitely had 2 big blunders in this that I thought were going to really cost me. And one of the things I'm working on puzzling right now is when I make a mistake in competition, not despairing. And that's really tough in this day and age of speed puzzling, because everybody's so good. It is so tight at the top. Like, look at these top 3 are all within a minute. And I've been in, clusters, especially in the EJJ, because everybody's so blasted good here. I've been in clusters that, 4, 5, 6 places can be separated in the same minute. And so when you know that that's the case, it's really hard to not feel like a mistake has just cost you that bracket. And you really just have to, Jim is really great telling me to do this all the time, where he's like, do not give up, just go. You can build out of this. My big blunder was I over pulled like crazy on this. I went in to pull the white signs with blue text. And I was pulling these 2, which are the lighter background, and by accident I pulled the darker background as well, and I didn't realize until I knew my hand was way too full and I had more than one pull, and it was just going to be a mess. And it was. Jim was running through the room and he goes, do not give up, build through it. And so it was just, you hang on and you just keep going, because you don't know what's happening with anybody else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned 2 mistakes, but I think you only like elaborated on one. What was the other one?
The other one was pulling the yellow shirts. I did all the text and the signs first. And then when it came time to do the people, I'm like, oh, yellow stands out. But the problem with the yellow is that they're two big shirts, but there are also lots of other little slivers of yellow all around. And the middle of the circle, they're in between the border and the center. And that's where the cut is the murkiest for me. So you can't use the shape to place small slivers very easily. And you don't know where they are. So it can be a lot of just hunting all over the place for one or two pieces. And that's definitely wasting seconds that none of us have. So I had to give up on the yellows. And that's another big thing that I always work on is being willing to let things go. If it's slowing down, you just have to put it down and leave it, because once more of the puzzle is built, you can come back to it. I think it's the very hardest thing to do in speed puzzling, because all of us know we can solve it, but just because you can doesn't mean you should right now.
Yeah, it's actually a question that I thought of just now. How do you prevent yourself from actually picking up that piece again? Because I think what a lot of people do is that they put it on the side saying like, I'm not going to put that in now. I don't have to search for that. And then half a minute later, you reach for it again and it's again in your hand and you're trying to find it yet again. Do you have like a strategy for it?
I have two strategies. One is don't. The two is live with somebody who can help you practice. Because the problem with that is it's a tick. When you're adrenaline, you don't even realize you're doing it. So that's where when Jim and I work together, like we're very much kind of, we share a brain on this and we're always working on it and strategizing and stuff. But having somebody watch you while you're puzzling, they can see what's going on because they're not adrenalized out of their minds like you are. And they will say, you know, move on. And then it helps you notice when you're not really moving on. And then when it comes time, hopefully you've learned how to do that for yourself. Do we ever really learn how to totally move on? I don't know. I haven't been there yet. I'll let you know if I find it. Let me know if you find it.
Yeah, definitely let everyone know when you reach that stage, because it is a recurring problem for, I think, every single speed puzzler.
Yeah, and I think probably championships are decided based on that, who moved on and who didn't, right?
Probably, because like, especially now, like you were saying, like the times are getting so insanely close to each other that it really depends on that at some point, especially on the top.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, in the meantime, congratulations to all the finishers. We are at place 28 now, so there's still 2 places in top 30.
This is awesome. Yeah,
people are doing really cool here.
Yeah. Now everybody keep puzzling. If you get stuck, leave it and move on. There's so much to work on this. So many different things.
Yeah. And do you also commentate Jim from time to time?
I would have to pick a different sport to commentate him. So he knows so much about puzzling and you know, commentates amazingly. Like, I don't know how he does what he does. Like, does he circular breathe or to have that much oxygen? But he doesn't. He sometimes we'll do puzzles together for fun. And when we first started in speed puzzling, he learned how to puzzle just to be my pairs partner because I wanted to do the pairs. The deal was he would be my pairs partner until I could find somebody else to do it. But he doesn't actually take a lot of joy in the assembly part. He loves watching it come together. He loves the sport. He loves the strategy and how you think about it, but his hands don't love to do pieces. So occasionally he'll jump in. It's fun when my team Wicked Quick is together, and occasionally Jim will do a puzzle and then all of us stand around and yell at him the things that he's always yelling at us, and it feels very cathartic. For about 5 minutes, and then we all return to our rightful places.
Yeah, that also sounds like nice teamwork, though.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, even if you don't have another person in your house, and even if you do, a really valuable thing is to watch video of yourself puzzling, because you'll immediately see all of the like stupid things that you do that you're not aware of that are just a tick. And all of us have ticks. And once you see it, you're like, oh my gosh, why am I doing that? And then it's easier to stop when you can see yourself. So that's another thing that I really like to do. And I always encourage people to do is tape yourself. And as painful as it is, watch it back And not sped up either, because you'll impress yourself if you're sped up.
Great. Yeah, well, that was amazing, Mari, and I really enjoyed your breakdown of the puzzle and everything. Yeah, so hang on, I'll just update the screen. Some people have just finished on the screen.
Oh, we got top 30. Yay, everybody.
Awesome. No, I have actually miscounted the placements. We are above place 30 already.
Oh, wow. This is running
Right.
fast. When it came out of the wrapper, we said this is going to run really fast, and it's true. So keep going, guys. It's awesome.
Yeah, I actually had, sorry, I'll just add some people to the screen, then I have a question for you. I just got to.
Yeah, so we're at place 33 at the moment, if I counted correctly.
Oh, very exciting. Yeah, it's looking, I'm seeing people on my screen here. It's looking good. It's fun watching. Everybody has a different way of going about this. That's the fun about a puzzle where there's lots to work on. That if you don't like text, you can go for faces. If you don't like foreground, you can go for background. I very early went for the blue sky background, and it's just really great. So there's lots to adjust your eyes to. If you get stuck, you can always switch. And there's so many right ways to do a puzzle like this. It's whatever you see the fastest.
Yeah, that's basically what we were looking at while we were watching everyone like from the start. That like there were no two people who went the same about the puzzle. Like every person did something else first, and yeah, like some were building from the outside in. Some people started with the inside and then went to the outside. Some pulled out the signs and all that. So it is pretty good about busy puzzles in that sense. That like yeah, you always have something to reach for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my question was, what do you think of these Speed Puzzle Pals speed runs of doing the same puzzle over and over?
I love it. I think it's so great. So I think I have recently been informed I'm getting a reputation as a rerun person, like who really, I train a lot of reruns. Obviously competing first looks are the way to go. I always want a brand new, I'd never seen this before, never even seen a picture of it when it came out of the wrapping, brand new to me. And I think that's really, for me, what the sport of speed puzzling is all about when we're in competition, that having unreleased puzzles that nobody has seen, because so much of it is about figuring out on the fly, how am I going to solve this? And if you've already figured some of that out, it's a different game. But when you're training, like I really see speed puzzling as having there are two sides to the two like hemispheres of skills that we have to have. The one is the mental of like being able to process the image and strategize through it. Like what order should I do things in? What do I pull, et cetera, et cetera. But the other, there's a lot of, it's very physical and there's a lot of mechanics. And there's no good way to cleanly practice just the pure physical side of it if you're also trying to process the image. So this is where the reruns, I think, are tremendously valuable. So I will run the same puzzle many times, different ways, right? Trying to work on different things. And sometimes it's not even the physical, sometimes it's strategy. Like recently Speed Puzzle Pals did the floral reflections, classic. And there's so many ways to do that puzzle, but what is the fastest? So when I was working on that rerun, I did it by just pulling all the reds and like swiping across. I did it framing a border and building across. I did it by going across the water and then filling in different flowers in different orders and looking at what was faster. Because once you know the puzzle, you know, the memory bump that you get from a second look time, you know, you expect like a 10 to 15% bump on your rerun. Once that's out of the way, you're really seeing the time difference in how you are doing the puzzle. So I love using those reruns to train, and comparing against other people is really useful, I think, when we're practicing. So the Speed Puzzle Pals, I love. And I've so far participated in every single one of them. And it's puzzles that I would have rerun anyway, and things that I'm working on getting sub 30 and some of them even sub 25, like really looking for that very, very, very high speed. that you'll never see in a first run because you have to think. At that point, you know the puzzle. But just knowing what it's like to move that fast and having the muscle memory for what it's like to move that fast, I find that that really changes what I'm able to do on a first look. So the reruns feed the skills I need to do something like today where we haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the last question is, which puzzle have you done the most and approximately how many times?
That's a great question. I don't think, I'm looking at my shelf. Probably London Postcard I've done the most, purely because that was one of the first puzzles I ever had for speed. And that was so fun for the Speed Puzzle Pals to do that for a run. And I got that down. I had a 22 on it. Not quite as peppy as Victor's 22, and he recently found a 21 on it. Both of us believe it can go sub 20. We're wondering we're trying to push the barriers of what is physically possible, right? We're getting close, but I don't think we're there yet. I think there is a sub 20 on a 500 if you know it well enough. But my first London Postcard run ever, I looked it up. It was something like 58. And then I went 22, a year later, and I've probably done that puzzle 20 times. So it's not 100. By the time I've done a puzzle somewhere between 5 and 10 times, I've probably gotten what I need to out of it for the moment. I may return to it later, but more than that, you just start to get a little tired.
Fair enough.
They're great puzzles. Who doesn't love London Postcard? But I don't want to see it again for a few months. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Mari. Congratulations on your first place today. And we'll see you another time.
Yes, thank you very much.
Gorgeous puzzle choice.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right. We've had a lot of finishes. So we're
at 46 at the moment.
So over half have finished, and we're at 1 hour 14. Everyone's doing great. Oh yeah, I'll just add some more people to the screen. So yeah, Shiori's got 2 pieces left. Birgit has 10. Rachel has just finished. Anna W has just finished. So yeah, we're just getting rolling finishes here. Great. All right, so let's talk to our second place for today, and that would be Emilia. I'll just
Hello.
Hello again. Congratulations.
Thank you. So close and so far.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting to watch because the two of you were really neck to neck.
Yeah, I was listening, I had a voice on and I was like, all right, we probably have a similar amount of pieces left, but it really depends what pieces Mari has left, because I had the middle one. So I was like, that's just kind of trial and error. And yeah, but I'm happy to come second.
And how did you feel about the puzzle? Were you suspicious already of what it's going to be? Did you guess this time?
Oh yeah, actually, I even had I didn't have a pre-plan for it, but I was predicting it, and somebody asked me, and I always say, this is a trap, don't do pre-plans too far, but somebody was like, okay, so if it's the climate puzzle, how do I tackle it? So I can show you a picture, because this is what I sent.
It's not. I see now the circles on it.
All right, but I didn't actually, and I did it partly this way, how I started it, but not exactly. I didn't realize that for example, the middle part was not easy at all. So now I'm just waiting for a message from this person to tell me that I fooled them completely. Since I marked it kind of to start. Well, obviously there was a lot of things, but I actually really like that. I don't think the text was that hard. I don't think I really even paid too much attention to what the text was saying. because all the signs were like, there was different font colors and there was like different background colors. So I was mainly like following that, and then just, you know, looking for all those blue sky pieces. And yeah, I had one big problem though.
What was it?
So my kitchen counter is like 59 centimeters, and this puzzle is like, the box says 58.5.
Uh-huh.
So
Barely fit.
so it's pretty touch and go. I practiced some Eeboo puzzles earlier this week, and this is like how much there is space.
Oh yeah, that's not much.
No, and then I even tried out that, because I have this habit that I move my puzzle, like the whole puzzle, around sometimes. So I had to test out that what happens if I push it over. It doesn't break.
Yeah, it holds pretty well.
This was such a like, I had like this mental peace when I knew that this, if I do this, it's not gonna be disaster. But yeah, I did have to do edges first because of that. I tried 2 Eeboo puzzles earlier this week. The other one I tried that I do the edges first, and the other one that I don't do the edges first. With that limited space, you cannot really do it without doing the edges first, because if not, like everything needs to be attached, because there is only that 0.5 centimeter left. So that's why I started with the edges, because I knew that it wouldn't, like, it would be a disaster otherwise.
Yeah, it is a good thing that it holds together pretty well. And we have seen with Mari that it also like stands the pizza challenge.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, and also like last time when we had the crazy bug game puzzle from Eeboo, I tried to do it on this kitchen table. But currently I'm like so much in pain that I cannot stand and have like a lower table. So that's why I was trying it so hard to get it work on the kitchen counter. Because I remember I was almost like, I have to sit down, and I didn't even have a chair next to me. So
Oh yeah, it does help that you have the very organized way of keeping your puzzles, so that your pieces are always on the left, and then what you're working on is on the right. So like here, it actually helps, especially if you have like such limited space.
oh yeah, and I heard you discussing about those pieces, you know, that you pick them up multiple times.
Yes.
Sometimes have a tried already pile on my right side. So
No, that is a good one.
Mm-hmm. I recommend it to all, because that really happens, that you keep picking up the same pieces, still not getting anywhere with them. So that's what I usually place on my right side.
So you have like a designated like burner area.
Yeah. I call it tried already pile. It just makes it to me.
Yeah, that is pretty good. That is recommended to try out for everyone. And then you did say that you had the commentary on this time, but I'm not sure if you heard like or paid attention to like the discussion that we had. And I would be interested in what you think, if like you have text on a puzzle, if it helps you or not, or if it changes anything. Because like, yeah, some people were saying that if it's in a language that you know, that helps. And if it's a language that you don't know, it's going to be more difficult to complete.
I mean, I have to agree in general, related to like how to do the text, what Mari said earlier, like, you know, sometimes you see just part of the letters, but here you could see like actually what letters or 2 letters. Yeah, that's a good question. I think I would like to say that it doesn't matter, but I know that intuitively. So you kind of like have the silent knowledge, like what you asked Mari earlier, like, is it already like automated process that you don't really think of? So I think on that level, it does matter. I'm sorry, Daniel is sending me messages, and so standing. Sorry, what is happening there? What I was saying, you confused me. I blame you.
You were talking about the text.
So I think that if it would be, for example, in Finnish, some text, it would be intuitively a little bit easier. Of course, I also speak English in our house, but obviously I'm not native speaker. So for example, well, there was this annoying Monaco puzzle in the world, and that's like blows my mind, because I don't understand I can't process the prepositions and all these like that is something I don't really understand in the text so well. So those are something I always have to look from the image. I'm really like following the text and doing the puzzle that way. But yeah, with this one, I really didn't even pay attention to what the text was really saying. I was just going for it.
And then have you done this puzzle specifically before? Because you did say that you were practicing with Eeboos.
Yeah. No, not this one. I was doing this one and then the one that
Nice.
was the previous Euro Jigsaw Jam. And like I'm like 95% sure I haven't done this before, but I just remembered that I did like a year ago borrow some Eeboo puzzles from a friend, but I don't think it was this one. It was, I feel like it was something like female power related. It has a bit of a similar idea, but yeah, it was different.
I'm trying to look if there were any questions here in the chat still
Daniel,
that I can use.
I don't understand the message. That's my problem. Okay, Daniel says never mind. I don't know what he wanted to say.
Well, we have seen some comments from him that he was cheering on.
Oh, that's nice.
Does he also do commentating for you from time to time as you are puzzling, or does he like stay in the background and doesn't bother you?
No, and actually I usually do like puzzles during the day when he's like he goes to the office and I work from the home office. And like right now he usually comes after the competition is done, so our dog is not that active and barking around because that can be a little bit bothering.
Yeah, well, those who have dogs understand.
Yeah, I mean it's not like you kind of get used to it, but sometimes you're like, what?
Yeah, it's still hard. I have 2 dogs, and like if they get going, it gets crazy. So it is hard to pay attention. Michelle, did you still have anything to ask?
Yeah, just one question about breaks. So you recommend that people should take a speed puzzling break? What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm talking about like this seasonal training. You look at more as an annual thing, so you should always have like your off season. Because you cannot, like, even if it's fun, you just cannot do it all over the year. So you should definitely have more like relaxed season. Usually it's placed after your biggest competition of that year. So kind of like just do other stuff. And then specifically a break is something I quite often find myself recommending to people if they get completely like stuck. Like there is no progress and they kind of get into this loop that they're just like pushing too hard. That's when I usually say that, you know what about have a week or two and don't do puzzles at all, and let's see if it does the trick, and quite often it does. So yeah. And like off season, for example, when you do bigger puzzles, you do different kind of stuff. It's quite natural that you also get slower during that period because you're more working on your base level skills that are like on the bottom, but they will then later on you have higher potential because of it. But yeah, that's my take in it.
Okay, no, something good to consider. All right, well done on a second place. You're on a good streak, and yeah, thanks. Enjoy your evening.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So yeah, everyone's doing really well. We just had so many finishes there. I had like 6 people on my screen who were like all like 10, 20 pieces away, and so I couldn't switch them up, and meanwhile like people were saying done. So we're at 1 hour 26, so I think at about 1 hour 20-ish, that's when we had a lot of finishes at the same time. So let's have a quick chat with Inga. Seems like quite a regular occurrence.
Yeah, we have been chatting a lot with Inge recently.
Yeah, I think you already know everything about me.
Hello.
Hi.
No, if you keep doing this, then we're going to have to move on to like non-puzzle related topics at one point.
Do
Yeah,
you,
I mean, I think last time we talked about Sinterklaas, so we've already
Yeah, true.
started.
So what did you think of this puzzle?
So I actually really like Eeboo. I didn't know the brand before the Euro Jigsaw Jams, but all three of them I really liked. So I was happy when I saw the wrapped box. I was like, this is probably Eeboo. Then I was a bit worried when I saw the puzzle because I knew that, for example, Hannah had done it before. Because I saw it on Instagram and I was like, oh, I've never done this one. So that's always a disadvantage. But yeah, I liked it. So I actually started with the yellow text and then I did the border and then, I don't know, some of the other text, the white letters and then the white text with dark letters. And then, oh, no, I did the one in the middle at some point in between, but yeah. I was a bit all over the place, I think. But yeah.
I had a question. Do you believe in having an off season? But how would you fit in an off season when the Worlds and the Dutch Nationals are at like opposite ends of the year?
Yeah. So I do puzzle a bit less since Worlds because the training was so insane that we did. So I also don't have the time to puzzle that much the whole year. But yeah, we did swap to the Dutch, practicing for the Dutch championship, but it's also, we had to because it's such different types of puzzles that we really had to get used to it again. But then I only did like training with my sister about once a week, I think. And then only the Euro Jigsaw Jams and not much puzzling besides that. So, but yeah, I I also just really like to do puzzles. So I don't think I would want to go a couple of weeks without puzzling. Also, like when the Euro Jigsaw Jams, sometimes there's like, there's a week without a Euro Jigsaw Jam, and then I'm like, where are my Euro Jigsaw Jams? So yeah.
Something's missing.
Yeah, and then sometimes there's like two very close together, so it's but no, yeah, something's missing when I don't do puzzles. So. But I do sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm not in the mood to do speed puzzling, and then I just grab a casual puzzle, and then I'll take it slow-ish. When sometimes I do one with Jim, and he's like, "You call this slow?" Well, yeah. So.
We went pretty analytical with the others and like pretty technical. So I'm going to ask you as well, like, do you do any kind of analysis when you are puzzling, or do you have like any like specific plan of how you train? Do you focus on specific things when you puzzle, just like casually or something like that? So do you have like any kind of training plan?
I think, so for the Dutch championships, we are now sort of figuring out how to puzzle together as a pair. So we didn't have that long between Worlds and our preliminary round. So we just decided on a strategy like, okay, we're just gonna do this one for now. And then between our preliminary round and the final, we have some more time to do some experimenting. So our preliminaries were last week. So now we are trying to figure out if there's anything we can improve in our strategy. Because, well, we do need to improve a bit if we want to do well. So we actually did a puzzle from our preliminary round again this week. But then we did different parts, and during the preliminary round, my sister was upside down, and now we practice with me upside down and trying to figure out what's the best strategy, but we're not sure. Like we didn't really improve that much. And of course we had seen the puzzle before now. So it's like, it's not really helping that much yet, because I think it was like 2 minutes faster, but that's not really all that good. So yeah, we're really looking into what kind of strategy we can do. But yeah, it's hard. I think I don't do that much reruns. I would like to, but I don't really have the time. But I've done the Paris postcard a couple of times recently, because I just figured I should get something sub 30. And then I just jumped from 30 to 26. I don't know why there was no gap. in between, like something else sub 30, but yeah. But then I don't know if it really changes the strategy. I think at some point you just know just from a piece where it goes, like even the shape of the piece is like, oh, this one goes in the corner, this one goes there, just without even anything else. So yeah, I think
so you're more spontaneous in how you are puzzling.
I was just gonna say, usually I just let the pieces guide me. Of course, I do have some strategy. I like doing the border because it helps me with placing stuff where it belongs. Because if I don't have the border, then I always have to move stuff around in the end, or it turns out that I didn't estimate well how big the puzzle will be. So if I can do it, I like to do it. And then I try to pick out the pieces that stand out to me. But I do think I've learned that sometimes pieces that stand out, if it's too big of an area, you can pick them out, but you shouldn't necessarily start with it because sometimes it's really hard if it's too many pieces. So
that is a deceiving lesson to learn.
Yeah, so I think I like to do pieces that stand out, but that are like smaller things that go together. So I think that's also why I started. Yeah, I don't know. The yellows were also more than I expected. The yellow signs. I missed one in my first look, but then I don't know. Maybe I should have a better strategy, but it's
maybe on a rerun you can figure out a new strategy.
Yeah, exactly. But also often when you do a rerun, it's also, especially if you do it again with a team or pair, like it's like, oh, everyone should just do this thing they did before because you remember it better, so you probably can do it faster. But then you're not really practicing strategy, then you're just doing a fast time. But yeah, I don't know what I would do different for this one, if I would do it again. Not dropping a piece on the floor, that always helps, but otherwise.
You have dropped the piece again?
Yeah, it's been happening a lot lately. I don't know why I keep doing it.
Well, you can basically talk with Victor, who also keeps missing pieces and throwing them to someone else and stuff like that.
Yeah, at least I notice that I drop a piece, because sometimes I'm flipping and I just accidentally like flick another piece off the table.
Just shoot it off. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, but then also very far away. It's like, I know it's on the floor, but it takes so much time to get it. But yeah, this time it was one piece and it was okay.
Yeah, that's still doable. It's not that many pieces.
So yeah,
I can see that there's a lot of conversation going on in the chat in the meantime. I don't know if there's any questions that came up.
I have a question, Inga. Do you have a favorite artist, or was there a style of illustration that you enjoy? Like, forget Jan van Hasteren. Is there something that you would wish that you could do like there would be a competition for a particular artist or a particular style of puzzles?
Actually, I figured out I don't really like Jan van Hasteren. So it's been, of course, what we've done for many, many years. But now that I've done all these other brands and puzzles, I figured out that Jan van Hasteren is really not my favorite. I don't think I really have an artist that I like. Well, I probably do, but I wouldn't notice because I don't really look at it. So I said, yeah, I like the Eeboo puzzles, but I think I just like I don't know why I like them. They suit me, I think.
Maybe there should be like a competition just with round puzzles.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe my sister always says, like, I'm just very consistent with anything, and I don't get bothered by like a round shape or whether it's a difficult puzzle, and I'm just very consistent. And I think maybe other people are more it bothers them that it's a round puzzle. They don't know how to deal with it. I don't know. We've been speculating about things like that. I bought myself a donut puzzle for my birthday with the truffle one with all the small donuts. That one was really fun.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one. I know that.
Yeah, I was looking for a puzzle to buy myself for my birthday, and then I saw that one. I was like, yeah, this one looks good. Yeah, and I have another new one that I haven't done yet is the hands from Cloudberries, which also looked very fun to speed puzzle. Though it's 1,000 pieces, but we can do it, I guess. Yeah, so I'm not sure which puzzles I like.
Are you participating in the Pairs 1000 on Sunday?
Yes, together with Jim.
With Jim,
So
great.
we'll see.
Yeah,
if it's a Pokemon puzzle, he'll be happy, and otherwise he'll suffer through it with me.
Yeah, well, it's going to be exciting. Yeah, so our first 1,000 piece puzzle in the competition will be this Sunday. It's a pairs competition, and the time limit is 3 hours. So it's going to be exciting because we haven't had much experience with 1,000 piece puzzles. In general, in Europe, in terms of statistics, most of the statistics and lists are all about 500 piece puzzles. There's like the final puzzles from the worlds, and I guess the Jan van Hasteren pairs as well, but that's also something recent since last year. So we're going to get some stats on, pairs 1,000. So
yeah, we were also just super curious what kind of puzzle you would pick for a 1,000 piece competition, because of course we've sort of seen you pick a lot of 500 piece puzzles, but then now it's like something super different. So I'm really curious what the puzzle will be, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, but I want to make it accessible for more people. So we are having a longer time limit, and hope that many pairs as possible will finish the puzzle in the time limit and just feel confident enough to give it a go. So it's not a super hard one. Let's just say that. I want people to come away wanting more, not be shaking their head that this was a terrible experience. But yeah, it's going to be fun. So great. We'll see you then again on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll see you on Sunday. And you should bring enough interesting co-hosts and interviews if you have such a long time to fill.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. All right. Thanks, Inga.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Yes, we're doing pretty well. We have 3, 6, 8 people puzzling still.
Yeah, we've got 20 minutes left, so there's definitely time. I think most people get, like, if I look at the number of pieces, I think everyone can finish. Most people can finish.
It looks like it might be finished.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there's definitely some more finishes are going to come before the 2 hours is up. So yeah, everyone's doing great. So I'd like to chat with Sophie.
I'm very excited to find out what the secret thing was.
So obviously,
hello.
Hi, Sophie. Yeah, so this puzzle is obviously about environmentalism and caring for the planet and sustainability in general. And when I saw it, it made me think of Sophie, because Sophie has a second Instagram account, which I'm not sure if everybody who's following her speed puzzling account is aware of, that she has another account. And yeah, it just reminded me of kind of like what Sophie is doing. Sophie is she was also so James did a portrait of her, which was also related to her kind of connection to environmentalism and sustainability. So yeah, why don't you just take it away, Sophie, and tell us what.
Yeah, so well, I was really happy when I saw it. I haven't seen this puzzle before, but yeah, so what my Instagram is all about is that I live out of food from dumpsters, supermarket dumpsters, and I'm trying to create awareness about food waste and how much good food that we throw out. in the Western world. Yeah, so for 4 years I haven't bought food in supermarkets. So my
That is
food
pretty
budget is
incredible.
0.
But as far as I know, Denmark is pretty like progressive in that sense, from what I know.
I mean, that's what we would like everyone to think. No, I'm kidding.
No,
but
because
I mean,
like the one memory that I have from the time when I visited Copenhagen, that was 5 years ago, maybe 6 almost. And that was the first time that I used one of those apps where you can go to restaurants at the end of the day and basically like have the, well, not leftovers, but like whatever food that was like prepared, you could just take it.
yeah, too good
For
to go.
example. Too good to go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I assume that it's like pretty progressive in that sense.
It is, and we do have a lot of different, what's it called in English? Like stores that are selling overproduced, like food that supermarkets has too much of. If they bought too much, or if it has a dent, or the fruit is not the exact size or whatever as the supermarkets want. However, we also have all these food organizations that take all this food, but the problem is that they are under the same law as the supermarkets. So all the food that I find in the dumpsters, they can't take because they are still out of date, or maybe one rotten apple is in the bag, or whatever. So really we have all these great initiatives, but people don't really see that it's still a lot of food is thrown out, and it's not getting better. We are throwing more food out each year actually than we used to. So yeah, so I'm on my Instagram, you can see all the food that I find in the dumpsters, and then I clean it, and then I just put it on my counter and take photos of it, and I show people what I make of the food as well, and just try to inspire people to not throw out so much food in their homes as well. And yeah, so that's basically what my account is about.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, there's just so much like overconsumption, or like I mean, and it's not that it's like dirty food or anything like that, like, you know, like there's vegetables like a pumpkin that can be peeled, or you know, most of the food is in packaging, so it's all completely good food, and it's just amazing that there's so much waste of good food, and because of certain rules that they're not allowed to sell it, or they're not allowed to even give it away to a charity or something like that. But you're still here 4 years later. You're fit and healthy.
And then how did it all begin? So like how did you come to the idea in the first place?
Yeah, I mean, I've always known to the concept of dumpster diving. Like I did it with my ex-boyfriend 10 years ago, like once or twice or something. And then I was living in Australia. I lived in Australia for 3 years during COVID. And then one day my sister sent me a photo of her dumpster diving here in Aarhus in Denmark, where I live now. And I was like, oh, I want to check the dumpsters here in Australia. And then when I did so, I just found like full dumpsters of perfectly good food. Like it was crazy also because the concept of dumpster diving, no one really knew about it in Australia or in Sydney, in that area that I was. So that meant that it was just me and all this food, and I ended up providing food for my entire apartment block and my friends from handball, and there was so much food. And then I thought it was like kind of a treasure hunt in the beginning. I was like, I wonder what I'll find in the dumpsters tonight. And then it just became a lifestyle for me, I think. And I got so creative in the kitchen because I had all this great food that I would have never bought in the supermarket. So it was kind of like life-changing for me, I think. I think I've never lived healthier I've never eaten so much vegetables and so big variety. I can't say
Variety?
it.
Variety.
Yes, in food. So yeah, I think that had been great. And then I started the Instagram because I just wanted to show my friends what you could find in the dumpsters, and then it kind of just started to grow bigger and bigger. And now I'm really happy that I'm able to educate and also inspire people in their food consumption. So yeah, I think that's really cool.
It is pretty amazing, and it's very, very fitting to today's topic.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is.
Have you
Yeah,
ever
so I call myself like an everyday activist.
everyday activist? Yeah. Have you ever been to a protest?
No, not here in Denmark. I have been to a climate protests just walking, but I always see. So we have here in Denmark. There's a lot about how we sort waste at the moment. Like we're starting to sort waste even more, and I have been very proactive with that on my Instagram as well. And then I've just been a bit loud in the media. I've participated in a lot of interviews and documentaries, like short clips that has gone viral here in Denmark and stuff. So for me, I do it in my own way.
Yeah, no, I mean you're just doing an example and like living it as it fits, and making it like a daily habit. Have you sorry, we have just over 10 minutes left. So yeah, Agnes and Michael, Christina, and Sam looking really good. So keep on going, 10 more minutes. So yeah, I just wanted to ask, has anyone ever tried to stop you? Like, as it's become more well known, as you've like got an Instagram account and people are interviewing about it, has any time like a supermarket or like, do they ever put like locks on it or try to stop people from doing this?
No, I think it's the other way around, actually. I think because it has been so much in the media in the past few years, and I feel like a lot of the supermarkets are more open to people dumpster diving now. And there's also a lot more people dumpster diving. Like when I came home from Australia and I started to do it here in Aarhus, I would often be there by myself. And now when I go down there would be maybe in the evening waiting for bread, 20 more people than me. And so there's really a lot of food being saved now, which is great. But I mean, I'm still here 4 years after, and I have no problem living of it. Also, even though maybe it has progressed with 500% or something, there's so many people dumpster diving now, and that just shows how much good food is in the dumpsters. And yeah, it's kind of mind blowing when you see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, maybe the supermarkets actually like it when it's being taken, and they know that they have to throw it out because of a certain amount past the date or because of certain regulations. So they probably would keep it if they could. So it's good that they're not trying to put any restrictions on it with putting big locks on there or having security or something like that.
I mean, it does happen. Also, I know that it has happened because people dumpster diving sometimes are not cleaning up after themselves and stuff like that, and then it's a mess, and the stores don't want that. So, like, you also have to do it by the rules. Not that there's any rules, but you have to think about how you do it as well, and be mindful of the supermarkets and all the neighbors around, because often people do it at night. And it can also be quite noisy. I mean, I do it all the time whenever, because I've done it so much now that I'm not bothered by people seeing me doing it. So
Yeah, no, it's very interesting. So if anyone's wants to check it out, they can check out Dumpster Diving WSOF. So I've just written that into the chat as well. Yeah, so now we can circle back to the puzzle.
yes,
Thank you for sharing your background. Sorry, I jumped straight over the puzzle to introduce
that's all
you.
good.
Yeah, how did you find the puzzle tonight?
I thought it was really difficult, but also I haven't been speed puzzling for quite some time now, and yeah, I'm a little bit sick. So I knew that this was not going to be a quick one for me. I was hoping for a top 20, but I don't think I made it. I thought it was a really cool image, but I was a bit confused with all the text everywhere. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do it again and see if I can improve. I'm sure I'll be able to.
Have you had any experience with Eeboo puzzles before?
No, this is my first one. Yeah, actually, I haven't been like doing a lot of other brands than Ravensburger before I started to participate here in EJJ. So yeah, I'm not really so familiar with many brands. But it was fun. I mean, it's always fun. I did think that I had a couple of misfits along the way. So I thought it was like obviously not Ravensburger quality, but yeah, it was good.
Are you participating in the pairs competition this weekend? The 1,000 piece pairs?
Yeah, I'm not. But I have bought one pairs. I can't remember when it is. I just returned from Kenya 2 days ago, so my world is kind of like a little bit all around right now.
Oh wow, what were you doing in Kenya?
My sister was living in Africa for 1.5 years, and she invited the entire family to have a travel with her in Kenya.
That is so great. Where there in Kenya?
No, she used to work in the Central Republic of Africa, but it was just too complicated to get there. So when they finished their contract, they asked if we wanted to come to Kenya and travel around with them.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so cool. It was really an amazing experience.
Did you get any puzzle souvenirs?
No, I didn't. I did make one puzzle of a giraffe while I was there. And it was made out of metal, which I've never tried to do before.
Oh, wow.
Very interesting. But yeah, no. But I did get some very pretty paintings and other stuff. Yeah. But puzzle souvenirs will be for next time.
Yeah. But a puzzle out of metal, that's quite unusual. I only know these like super mini puzzles out of metal, like the ones that at the Worlds there was a guy who made his own puzzles, and you could use like tweezers to pick up these tiny brass pieces and put them in. Was it like a mini puzzle like that, or like big pieces?
Yeah, no, it was big pieces. Yeah, and it was shaped like a giraffe. With the long legs and like it, I don't know, maybe 50 pieces. No, I don't even think so. 30 pieces maybe. It was just we went to a giraffe sanctuary and they had some giraffe puzzles out of metal, so that was fun.
Oh, yeah, sounds awesome. I had a question about the Worlds. So obviously you're from Denmark, and you did really well. You were in the Worlds final and placed the highest of the Danish people. How were you feeling before the Worlds final? Were you feeling quite confident or quite nervous? Like, what is it like? What is it like to participate in the World Championship final? For those of us who weren't there, who didn't participate,
that's always a great experience. But I think always. It's in the end of the tournament and I was quite exhausted. It's been a week of just puzzling and so many emotions and adrenaline, and you have to relax and then high adrenaline again. And yeah, so I was quite exhausted, and I remember when I when I saw the puzzle, I was like, this is not a puzzle that I will be really fast at. And I remembered saying to myself, this is a puzzle for Iris. And I was so happy on her behalf, because I was like, I just know that she's going to be really quick. And that was really amazing for me, because last year I know that her experience in the final were not that great. So I was also hoping for her to have a great experience. And then I thought it was really fun still, even though I knew it wasn't my type of puzzle. I was like, okay. And I think I ended up standing up the entire time because I was just so focused. And yeah, I think when you're in the world's final, you just, or at least me, I get some kind of new energy. I don't know where it comes from. I mean, when I do EJJ here at home, it's so easy for me to not keep the pace, or it's so easy for me to slow down and just chill a little bit more. And I did the same today, because I was like, oh, I can feel that I'm not fast, so I'll just puzzle. But at Worlds, for some reason, I just keep going, which is great.
The atmosphere gives you that extra kick. That's like one of the very, very big benefits of a live competition.
Yeah, I'm definitely struggling a bit with these competitions at home, but I really do enjoy them though. So I'll continue doing them. Yeah.
So I want to mention we have 50 seconds left. 50 seconds. Sam B, you've only got like 10 pieces. Come on, you can do it.
You can do it, Sam.
You're so close.
Yeah, I always, when it's so close to the time limit, I also sometimes feel the pressure, and I go into puzzle stuff. Then I suddenly don't know what to do, even though I have 10 pieces left. I'm like, I give up.
Do you also get the more shaky hands at the end?
Oh yeah, sometimes I do. Yeah, definitely.
Come on, Sam. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Whoa. And go, Karen. Doing really well. 3, 2, 1. Stop.
Oh, that was so close. Was it one piece only?
2 pieces? I can see 2 holes.
I see
2 pieces. Yeah, 2 pieces so close. Yeah, well go on, finish it. All right, so Karen, we've stopped. I'm not sure if Karen is listening. So we've reached the 2-hour time limit. Yeah, so well done, and thanks for sticking with it and doing your best. So, so close, Sam.
Yeah, that was really close. Next time.
Yes. So Karen, if you want to count your pieces, you can, and then write that in the chat. All right. Well, thanks so much, Sophie, for sharing about this topic and about the raising awareness about this issue, about the overconsumption, and what people can do to reduce food waste. They don't have to go dumpster diving, but they can also just be very conscious about how their consumption habits and all of that.
Absolutely.
I think
it was a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, well, thank you for talking to me about it. I love chatting about it. So if you ever want to talk about it, text me.
Awesome. All right, and thanks to everyone who's been following on YouTube and commenting. And so it sounds like most people enjoyed the puzzle. Some people like circle puzzles, others not so much. Some people really like text puzzles, sometimes not so much. But this one was a bit different tonight. And so as said, Sunday was going to be something quite different. We've got a 1,000 piece puzzle, so I hope many of you will join us for that. And we look forward to seeing you again. Good. Yeah, thanks, Frigi.
Thank you very much. I will definitely be watching the 1,000-piece challenge. Yes, it was really exciting. It was a good puzzle to watch as well because of the so many different strategies. It was a really good competition. I had a good time. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you and good night.
Good night.